channel. How are we all doing today? I decided to go live, even though Jules is live right now and has every single person in her chat. I decided to, why not, right? Because I'm that kind of person. Why not? Let's do Thursday old fashioned throwback, even though it is not a good time for me. And I was sort of hoping that we could take some of the bite, hmm? Nah, out of what's going on with Lady Kyra, or whatever she wants to call herself now. I didn't realize Kyra's like Prince. You know, if she wants to go to a symbol or whatever to avoid mm, the non-existent music labels that owe her money, whatever. Kyra or whatever, you want to go to a symbol or whatever the fuck you want to do, that's fine. I'm fine with that. But she's doing what people do, I guess what William does, which is hide over at Deadly's chat. Because you can't hide here because you got busted here. Anyway, hi, good evening. And this impromptu live, what the fuck, right? My name is Rochelle. This is the Rochelle's Canadian channel. Watashi. And konnichiwa arigato gomesu. How are you, gorgeous? Rochelle des. Anyway, hi. Hope you can hear me all right. Let me know if you can hear me. Just let me know in the chat. Say, yo, girl, I can hear you. Anyway, we're going to talk about Kyra. Yeah, liar, liar, Bish on fire. For those who don't know the lore, you can go back in my live library. I don't put it in membership. I leave it there for everyone to see. And she tried to lie on me and, as they say, lie on me, lie about me. I forgot Mr. Dictionary. Yeah. I'm not the grammar police, but I'm ready to be scandalous. Everyone knows I love Coca-Cola, but I'm being evil today. That's right. I'm cheating on her today. Hey, goat. I hope you're the greatest of all time and you're ready to play with the Lady Rochelle. I'm cheating on Coke today. I'm cheating on her with Pepsi. Please sponsor me. I'm ready to be sponsored by anyone. Hi. Yeah, I'm cheating on Coke today to be evil. But your name is Goat, which also means the greatest of all time, right? Well, then why is your name Goat? You need to change your handle, honey. Well, hello, Mike. How are you, gorgeous? Welcome, welcome. Anyway, Mikey, this is Pepsi. I am committing a cola affair to be scandalous. Hello, Nevitalo. How are you, gorgeous? Welcome. Yeah. Hey, Jimmy. Welcome. You work with Pepsi? You need sponsorship? Well, you contact Daddy YouTube, and that's how the brand sponsorship goes. You don't talk to me, honey. You talk to Daddy YouTube. My content is about nothing. Well, I'll just call you Mike. Change your name to Mike, and then everyone will just say Mike or Michael. Hello, sir. Anyway, I'm being bad. I'm cheating on Coca-Cola today with Pepsi to get into the mindset of evil. Right. So let's have a sip of evil, shall we? Let's taste her and let it infect my soul with evil. Ooh, sweet, but we all know I'm feeling spicy. So let's fucking go, right? Okay. It's a lot sweeter than Coke. Oof. Anyway, it's not American Pepsi, it's the Canadian Pepsi. Um, I've had American Pepsi and it was so sweet. It was I couldn't drink her. Yeah, but it's bottled here. They've changed the recipe. It's drinkable. Anyway, I just came in from the snowstorm. I'm moist. Isn't that's a word? It's hard to moist. I am wet. So, yeah. And I had changed my clothes and put my hair up in a messy bun because I'm a mess, but not spiritually. Spiritually, I'm fine. So I said to myself, well, why not? Right? So while I dry, and on my television is a fire, I thought, let's have one of those old fashioned PBS fireside chats, right? Um, so let's discuss Kyra. It should be like in my no words, in my no words section, but I like to discuss it. It just makes me feel shiny and happy inside. When you try to lie, I got something in my eye. Wow, that rhymed. I'm a poet and don't know it. Uh, okay, I'm fine. When you lie repeatedly, do I want some money? I would like some money. If someone wants to donate any money to me from now until, I guess my Friday pay it forward, I'll take that money, put it into Canadian dollars, and if you guys want to choose um, a charity that's close to me that I can actually drop it off over the weekend with a check, I'd appreciate it. Um, I've already given. I had like so I only didn't make that much money that's coming to me at like the 26th of December, and I already gave it to the animal shelter last week, like over the weekend. Well, I'll keep it. Okay, I promise I'll keep it and I'll leave it alone. Okay, okay. If you want to make a donation to me, I promise I'll keep it, and I promise I'll buy myself something nice for Hanukkah. Is that okay? If you want it specifically for me, I will. I will keep it. I promise. But not too much. Okay, not too much. Like make it a little donation. But I promise to keep it. If you want to send something to me, I'd appreciate it. But I don't like to dry bag for myself. And it's not my thing. But if you want to specifically leave something for the charity, I will specifically give it to the charity. But if you want to specifically leave it for me, specify. Is that fair? I don't want to. I don't. I'm not asking for anything for myself. But if you do want to leave me a donation, specify it's for me. Is that is that okay? I don't know if that's nice. But if you do, Lords, I appreciate it. Much appreciated. But if you want to leave something for the Pay It Forward charity, do it on Friday. So I guess if you want to donate to me, I'd much appreciate it. But specify it's for me. Is that fair? But I don't get many donations. So um Kieran, I don't know what you're talking about. 4 million lost bikes. Alpha Set Libra, 4 million lost bikes. Honey, I'm gonna time you out for a minute because I don't know what you're doing. Yeah. But Lords, if you want to just specify it's for me, and I won't even get it till January, so I'll just leave it there. Fair enough? I guess that's fair. Oh dear. Hmm. Okay, let me just put this down because my arm is killing me. Oh, my neighbors are moving rhino again. Just hold a second. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, I mean, any donation you make to me, I won't even get until minimum January. And that's assuming I managed to get the minimum of $100, which I don't always get. Like, I didn't even get it no, I didn't even make $100 in November. Didn't happen. I don't get that many donations. I'm not one to make up situations like my brother's dog's friend's cousin's mother's on fire and needs money. I don't do that. Yeah. Oh, YouTube said so. Add a QA. Oh, never mind. It's gone. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. No, I don't get donations very much. I'm gonna drive back. Oh, let me fix my chat. Oh no, it's okay. Never mind. Yeah. So let's talk about Kyra. Let's take a lady for a bit of a mini drag. Oh. Does anyone ever like have neighbors like in their condo or their apartment building or whatever, their triplex? I don't know where they live. And they're like unusually active in the middle of the night. I have security. There's a security guard in my condo who likes to sing, and he's very good. But he's not like one of these like belted out because it's 3 in the morning. But he like sings quietly through the halls, and he always sings like really nice songs that are really pretty and stuff. He's a really good singer. And one of my new neighbors has like a really big dog, but it's one of those big dogs that love everyone. It's really cute. It's like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's really cute. He's the sweetest dog. Anyway, excuse me, pardon me. Yeah. So let's review for the rest of the class. Over a month ago, I got taken for a ride by someone who is very weird and basically tugged at my empathy because I'm like that. I always try to be considerate to who I consider or thought or was, I guess, I presumed incorrectly that someone was in need of a friend and needed to be defended. And I really don't know what the fuck was happening. But I saw someone who appeared, who I realize now, who was a professional. I'm the victim. I talk in a little voice and I need your help. And it's so sad. And ugh. And recently, before she went hiding, Kyra was imitating people's southern accent and being obnoxious and being nasty and acting like she was all powerful and all that on Deadly's panel, using it like I'm infallible and I'm protected and I'm big bad Kyra. And she returned shortly after being away for a while after she was exposed for several fallacies. I mean, she appeared on my live to try and take Jen for drag, giving the appearance that um, Jen was lying about her, about several things. And the one thing that really bothered me incorrectly, was she likes to do something that I don't understand. Now, most people get quite incensed when people lie about them and then drop rumors all over the fucking place that are completely not true. And they're like, they either do one of two things. When it's completely such total and complete bullshit and it makes absolutely no sense and it doesn't reflect upon any previous or current or any behavior, such as, let's say, somebody said something about me that I go around looking for. I can't even think of something stupid. I don't know. I look for broccoli on the internet, and then when I find it, I put broccoli. I rub broccoli all over my body in an inappropriate way. I don't know. Stupid shit. I can't even think of anything dumb. So, just some stupid, promiscuous nonsense crap. It's just, making up stories about yourself where you become the tragic, horrible, I people are telling people, horrible rumors involving my parents and SA, and I am a tragic abused individual, and it's horrific, and it's been going on since December. And if you want to know about that, you can watch the live where she is on my panel, and I do what I would have done for anyone. I would have defended them because I do that shit because I care. I I just care. I don't know if anybody in the women's community, creator or subscriber, and I didn't really see her having her own platform. And this is why she's addicted to being on Deadlies, because she has a platform to spew her lies and her creative, spun, this is my life. This is my hair. Dun 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 dun. I don't wear wigs. Yeah, okay, honey. Because I snatched her weave. Not once, not twice, but several times. That girl don't have any weaves left. She can't appear on DragCon because she cannot slay that day. There are no more days to slay because Berlinetta got her and revealed what is underneath that makeup. And what's underneath that makeup, and she has no longer any weaves to cover up that shit. Her hair cap and her weaves be gone, honey. There's no way to cover up what's underneath the makeup. There is no more makeup to paint that house. There is no more fucking weaves to cover up that fucking mess. Her hair be defying gravity. That's right. It be sticking out to the left. And it don't use any hairspray. I've never seen that before. No way, no day. I've never fucking seen that shit before. And her emaciated, underfed, needing protein shakes. I'm barely hanging on, honey. I'm barely hanging on. I need nutrition. Rochelle, I know you have a fever and you're sick and you're on antibiotics, but can you recommend a protein nutrition shake for me? Because I'm so emaciated, like my brain, that I need protein shakes to nourish my empty, empty soul and my lies. Because not only am I starving for attention, but I'm starving for anything. Because I got nothing. I got nothing. Nothing. Because no one gives a shit about me. And that's the truth. I gotta make up the most tragic, scandalous bullshit motherfuckery just to get attention. And you know what? She was nothing but nice to me in Jen's chat when I used to be one of Jen's mods, when I used to be a Jen subscriber, and I am not disrespecting Jen here, not at all. Because when someone's nice to me in someone else's house and has never been anything but polite to me, guess what? You're on my list of, hey, you're a nice person. I'm going to be nice to you. And I like you. And if someone's mean to you, God damn it. That's all I saw. Because she was just another subscriber like me, because subscribers make the world go round in the YouTube universe. Because I would be nothing. I wouldn't be anywhere. I wouldn't even be able to go live if I didn't have enough subscribers. And that's the truth. And I appreciate any and all anyone who comes in to listen to me, whether they chat or not. Because the truth of the matter is, my chat ain't bumping because most people just come in to listen to me. You know, I'm fine with that. I've always been like that. That's basically the kind of channel I have. And I'm okay with that. Always have been and always will be. And most people listen to me on the replay zone. What's my favorite movie quote? Um, this is the kind of bullshit YouTube sends to me right now on the replay zone, on the throwback. What's my favorite quote? Um, Fuck me with a chainsaw. And that's my favorite quote from Heather. Yeah. Anyway, um, so she was nothing but nice to me. She was a fellow subscriber in several different chat rooms that I like to frequent. And when someone's polite to me, and stupid me, didn't know the whole motherfucking situation. And the lie that she sent initially was started by Jen in December of last year, which we're now sitting in. So I guess it perpetuated an entire full year. Actually started like this. So now I actually have the full tea. She made up a lie that was so incredibly, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I can talk, really, I can. So scandalous, so off the charts, so horrible, so terrible, where both her parents looked terrible. I guess terrible is not a very descriptive word, but let's just hold that thought for just a second. I'm going to be honest with you. If my parents did any kind of shit like that to me, the last place I would be living would be with my mom. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I love my mother. I would do anything for her. I worship the ground she walks on. I love my parents. I adore my parents. And I would never, ever, ever make up such a heinous, fucked up lie about them to get attention. That is a whole bunch of fucked up I can't even begin to talk about because it just, damn, damn. But she comes off to me like she's like, oh yeah, I take care of my mother, and you know, I'm her caregiver, and blah 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 blah. Look, anyone who cares for their parents when they're elderly or older or needing care or disabled or anything like that are fucking angels walking upon the earth and should be told every day that you are a wonderful person, and for you to live with your parents and give up your personal time and your spare time and any kind of time, because taking care of an elderly parent is extremely hard. And I'm not here to pat myself on the back, but like Edmond and I do it, my brother does it. It's not easy. And but that's what you do. I don't know, maybe it's the way I was brought up, but in my mind, when your parents get older, my brother takes very, 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 very good care of my mom, and we tag team it, and my Edmond is the primary caregiver for his mother, and because we're together, it we tag team that, and taking care of an elderly parent who needs help is not easy, and it's emotionally difficult, and it's a constant, and it's not easy. And Edmond was the primary caregiver for both his parents. Most of his life because he's the baby and he has siblings who were older than my father. Yeah. So he's been basically doing it since he was in his 20s. So not easy, not easy. And when you put yourself when I first met her, I didn't know like the lore she was weaving, dream weaver, whatever bullshit. But she was putting this bullshit, this lie, this scandalous fuck shit on Jen. But the truth of the matter is, this initial situation where I inserted myself incorrectly, for the right record, incorrectly, because I just saw someone being dogpiled on, and someone who was devastated, someone who had never done anything in my head. And it really wasn't in my head. Wrong. I was wrong. Because this initial quote unquote lie that Jen apparently allegedly started, which is not true. She created this situation, this lie, this pipe dream in her head to get attention to Dudley. She told it to Dudley. And Dudley made a mistake, which he admitted to. I'll give him that. He admitted to his fuck up by telling Jen. For whatever reason he did, I don't know. But I'm assuming he might have done it possibly when he was upset with her, possibly while under the influence, possibly he just slipped right out. Who knows? I cannot be, I don't know. I have no fucking clue. But the truth of the matter is she created this situation, this alleged, this nonsense fucking story, which is so over the top. I'd never heard such like you creating a SACP whatever situation that is so messed up. Because like I said, and I'm not going to repeat it, you can listen to all of the nonsense and the allegations when she appears on my panel and reiterates the whole messed up shit. And unfortunately, I just believe it hook, line, and sinker. So I'm guilty. I'm guilty. At that time in my life, at that time on my channel, yeah, I bought it. Because it just seems so messed up. Oh, look, the stupid bitch police are coming for me because I was a stupid fucking bitch. And I admit it. Yeah, I was wrong. I was stupid. I let my kindness and empathy, because I was like, what the fuck is this shit? But then she started telling me other things that just seemed so over the top and did not compute. And then my spidey sense went off and my instinct started going, wait a minute. And then her lies started to not make sense. And like I said, when you lie, it's so hard to keep up with them. Your story changes. You backpedal. You can hear the backup, beep, beep, beep. Because when someone like me says, wait a minute, I thought you said Regan said it. I thought you said she was the one who gave you this information. Because she didn't know certain things. Because I wasn't going online and saying, you guys do know that Carrie's my bestie, right? I wasn't doing that. I wasn't saying that because I just didn't really feel like it was anyone's business at that time to just sort of put that shit out there. And because of that, ironically, it worked in my favor to trip her up. Because some people decide that, hey, maybe I want her all to myself. I want her to be my friend. I want to have her completely on my side, in my sights. You know, I am not going to let Rochelle get within 10 paces without me being aware of every text, phone call, you know, discussion. And I experienced that with Lauren. I literally couldn't have a Instagram phone call without Lauren literally being there. And even Bambi can attest to that. That woman followed me everywhere. Bambi experienced it. Pam experienced it. Everyone fucking experienced it. I go into a chat room and Lauren would be on my heels. She'd tell me she was tired and was going to bed. I mean, her being 5 hours in the future from me. And this woman would be literally there. And people were nice to her because they figured, well, you know, she's friends with Rochelle. She's got to be okay. Yeah. And I'm still apologizing for it because everyone's learned she ain't okay. And that's all right. And I'm still sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for all that fucked up. I'm still apologizing for that shit. And I think I'll be apologizing for that shit for a long time. And I am sorry. I really am. But you know, and she declares that she was using me and talking about me behind the scenes. And yeah, she was way back a whole year in the past. For a whole year. And people are saying I'm a liar and a motherfucker. But she can call me a narcissist all she wants. She can call me a liar all she wants, and a scammer and all that shit. But anyone who pretends to be someone's close friend and talks beside them for a whole, like, over a year and says that they're my bestie and they're my close super duper friend and then talks behind my back and, you know, mocks me and talks shit about me behind my back and makes jokes about me having to put my cat down. And I was destroyed last December. That, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have $10,000 to give to a fucking vet who knew perfectly well if my cat had unnecessary surgery because she was not, it was not fixable. Surgery that's commonplace and even basic procedure, even considered like not even um, a serious procedure for a person to help a person. Even removing polyps from someone's throat, they don't do that. Like basic surgery to help somebody. They don't do that for cats or dogs. And sometimes they'll just decide to put them down. When like the cat has like such severe problems that sometimes can be cured with anything, they'll decide that your animal is either too old or there's nothing to do for them. And the decision to relieve them of their pain and euthanize them is the only solution. Because surgery that's common for us is not done on our fur babies. It just isn't. Like, Ed one was like, why can't you do a transplant on our cat? And it makes sense to us. And he was willing to spend anything, go into debt, get on his knees. It's just not done. You know, it's unfortunate. It's just true. And I don't know about anyone else, but we lost Spaz in 2018, same time of year at Christmas. He had a stroke. He was over 20. He almost made it to 21. But he was like, "Can't you give our cat stroke medication, anything?" But they just, they're like, "Your cat is over 20. It's time to go." It's medication that makes sense for us. They just don't do for a cat who's over 20. Hi, Scotto. He says he had to do the same for a cocker spaniel that got cancer. The care wasn't cheap by any means. Yeah. It doesn't make me, you get into this form of emotional desperation. And while she's trying to talk to someone who is my friend, who wanted no part of it and still wants no part of her. And they're like, "Oh, we talk about you." No, honey, you do not talk to them. They don't talk to you at all. But they talk to me. And they never stopped. But they don't want anything to do with you. Like Lauren's trying to use people like their names, who don't talk to you. And to admit that I don't have $10,000 in just up and ready money. And that vet knew that if they quote unquote did surgery, they also knew that Chucky, the moment you gave her anesthetic, she could barely breathe as is. She would just simply die. And it would be the world's most expensive procedure to put an animal down. And that person would have been ripping me off and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. We tried to do surgery on your cat, but the moment we gave her anesthetic, she died." He knew perfectly well what he was trying to pull on me. And I was so emotionally overwrought that if my vet didn't call me literally that night, and yeah, I put up a GoFundMe because I was so emotionally overwrought and didn't have 10 fucking grand. People do things, and did I get a dime? No. And the moment I took it down, it would have just immediately refunded everybody. And I would have refunded anybody who sent me anything, because I learned from my own vet that this person was a con artist, and they were doing it at the perfect time of year around Christmas. And my vet reported them, and their hospital is now closed. I wonder why. So people do fucked up shit to try and con people because they're overwrought. So, and I give money away to Toys for Tots, and they're like, "How did she get that? How did she get those gift cards?" You buy them. What did you expect me to do? Push the lady over in the Walmart and say, "Give me these cards or die"? You can't do that here. You can't do that anywhere. What did you expect me to do? What did you think I do? I stole them? You have to give the charity the receipts with those gift cards. Jesus Christ. And they activate them in front of you. Because if there's a problem, I go back and fix it. They don't have to do it. Do you think they're going to disappoint little people? You think they're going to disappoint young people on the holidays that they can't use those cards and they're not activated? We activated them there before they gave them to the away. Okay? They were activated in front of me with the charity to make sure they were okay, because if they weren't, I would go back to the shop and make sure it was fixed. Okay? That's what they do. Yeah. I'm a sinner because I put money aside to give Edmond and I give to charity, to that same charity, for 12 years, because that's what my father did. Are you serious? I don't even take a receipt for taxes. Yeah, I'm a dick. I'm a scammer. I'm a narcissist. I'm a liar. And because of that, it ruined the surprise I wanted to do for my subscribers, saying that, "Oh, I already gave the money away." Haha, right? And I was hoping I could raise some more money, and I was thinking maybe I can give some, like, a small donation to maybe sick kids, because they do help children from all over the world and put their families up in, in, like, an apartment, and take care of them while they can be there for their child getting the care they need. So, like, kick me in the teeth for trying to be nice. Kick me in the teeth for donating the money I would have received at Christmas time, and trying to show my subscribers that I appreciate them. You know, stupid me, right? All I did was show, because I now have more subscribers to show them to show it to, what Edmond and I have been doing for years. That's all. I don't expect anything. I just thought, hey, this is what I like to do at the holiday time, because it's not just for kids who celebrate Christmas, it's kids who celebrate Hanukkah. And Edmond and I grew up with not very much, and it's the way we pay it forward, because we we're grateful, and we don't forget where we came from. That our parents did the best they could, and we are grateful. And when things got better for my parents, they were grateful, and they paid it forward, because that's what you do. That's what you do. And even when we weren't that blessed, when we saw, like, the box at Tim Hortons, like, send a kid to camp, every time Edmond picked up coffee for the gentleman who worked with him, he put $5 in the box. Put some money in the box during, Poppy Day for the veterans. Give a few bucks, a few toonies in the Ronald McDonald House, charity box when you're at the Mickey D's picking up, you know, um, a couple Big Mac meals for the two of us on the way home. That's just what you do. You give what you can, and you don't make a big deal about it. That's just what you do. You do what you can because you give a shit, because you care. You don't make a big production out of it. And angry woman unboxes her laptop, and I'm like, "Cool, you made use of Cyber Monday or something. You put your money to one side, and you got something that you'll use and enjoy for your Christmas present to yourself." There's no shame in that. People do it when they don't have people to, I mean, I don't really see, like, many people. I don't know what they're doing for their holidays, but, like, people do gift themselves a little something something when they don't have, like, mass amounts of people to hang out with for Christmas or something. But most people do give themselves a little something. You see a deal? Why not buy myself a fucking laptop? Why not? You need it. It's inexpensive. You found a deal, or you put your money to one side. I mean, I used to do that when I didn't have a lot of money, like before I met Edmond, and you put a little bit of money aside every month. You want something, and you buy it for yourself. There's no shame in that. My parents couldn't afford to do shit for me, and that was my whole life. I'm not in the habit of asking people to do things for me. So if I want something, I just put a little bit away every month, and then eventually I know I can buy it for myself, and then I look for a deal, and then I do so. There's nothing wrong with it, and this is before YouTube. But I'm not in the habit of flexing shit that I buy for myself. I usually buy stuff, and then I try to, I don't know. I don't flex shit I buy. I don't do that. I think it's gross. because people like create, like I noticed that younger people, like I guess Gen Z or Gen Alpha or whatever, they create illusionary like situations and flex shit for themselves, and then they make people who may not have a lot feel like trash. That's not fair, because it's tough all over. There, if you have, let's say, 1 million people watching you, I'm not saying you have 1 million subscribers, but, people flip, 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 flip. And I'm telling you something. If it was like back in time and I was a teenager, and I mean, we didn't even have fucking cable, and I'm watching some guy who's 16 too, showing me how his parents bought him a fancy vacation, and he's standing there in designer threads, and he's showing me his new Champion $200, I don't know, uh, uh, the people were like showing off things with Champion on it that was useless, like a, I don't know, what was it? It was like a, it was like a tool. What was it? I don't know. It was stupid. What are they called? Use it to pry like wood, like with things off, like tools. It was like dumb. Like I don't need that shit. Like a Champion. I don't know. Like uh like like I don't know. Like what's the dumbest thing I could think you could buy from Champion? I don't know, like a Champion, like butt warmer or something. It's just stupid. As long as it had the word Champion on it, it was like, and it wasn't closed. Why do you need it? A Champion doorstop or something stupid like that. And I'll tell you something about Champion. Okay, let me give you like a reality check. And Edmond and I make jokes about Champion. And for the record, you get Championship for very little money here. I mean, Americans are buying Champion pullovers and sweatshirts from like Neiman Marcus and Macy's for like 130 American dollars. And when I was a kid, you bought Champion shit for like 5, 10, $8 at Byway and Bargain Heralds for like nothing, because Champion, when I was a kid, was what you bought when you had no fucking money. It was a poverty brand. It was a poverty brand. And I guarantee you guys, I've given more Champion shit away to Goodwill over the years, not even thought about it, because like my parents, like we grow out of it and they just give it away now. Because Champion was a Byway brand. It was a Bargain Herald's brand. And before Champion was popular, you could get Champion sneakers, runners, trainers at the fucking Payless for like $20. And you guys are losing your fucking squirrels over Champion. And I'm like, that's what you got when you had no fucking money. And here in Canada, you can get Champion for like 20 or $30 still at the Costco. That's right. And if you read the damn tag, it's made in Bangladesh and it's not even 100% cotton. And whether you buy it at Neiman Marcus or Macy's or wherever, it's still made in Bangladesh, just like it always was. And it's not even cotton. It's like a poly, it's like a partial, and it's all made in the same place. And it's all overcharged in America. But in Canada, we treat it the way it should be treated. It's still just a discount brand you can get at Costco. That's all. You make much ado about nothing. It's still just a regular, basic bitch shit you can pick up at the Costco, and people walk past it. $19.99, $20.99, $29.99. Champion sweatpants. big effing deal. Because that's all it is. Right along with Calvin Klein and Hurley. It's just, it's a brand bought mass quantities and treated like casual wear because that's all it is. Sorry, guys. You want to pay $100, $200, $300 for the same pullover, the same sweatshirt. It's like, nah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick about it, but it's still poverty wear to me. It's what I wear to make tomato sauce. And if it gets dirty, I give zero fucks because it's just wash the car shit. It's still just casual wear. It's not a flex. And people need to remember that. I don't know if it became popular because people my age, I don't know. I mean, I think it became popular. Yeah, I still don't know. But if you guys remember Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Brad Pitt was wearing a Champion t-shirt because he had no money in this, like, the 70s, because that's what it was. It was an inexpensive poverty brand. The people who were modest and didn't have a lot, and he was wearing it like just a shirt, because that's all it is, man. It's just a shirt. It's a shirt people own who don't have a lot, and that's it. And he was just a modest stunt guy who didn't have a lot, and he just had it on because he couldn't afford all the bougie bitch brands. He just wore it because he was just a regular guy. Yeah. He wasn't flexing. He was just existing, just like the rest of us who just do the best we can. And I think that's why it got popular, because of that one that worn, well loved, well worn Champion t-shirt. Everyone thought, ooh, cool, Champion. And the people who've been wearing Champion just to get by. And the people who had the company said, do you guys realize that Champion was still being sold in Walmart? And Champion said, I see a money grab here, and yanked the brand right out of Walmart and started selling it in the bougie bitch stores, because all of a sudden they could get money for something that they were selling for like less than $10. So the only people who were laughing all the way to the bank were Champion. So yeah, and you know what? Before Payless went under here, you could still get a pair of Champion, you know, sneakers, a pair of Champion, like, just shoes, running shoes, for like less than $20. And they were right out front with all the inexpensive, just sort of brands that either no one knew about, or like the lower tier shoes from whatever brands you either never heard about. But just before the Payless closed their doors near me, there it sat in a box for, like, the buy one get two for free kind of thing they used to have at Payless here, was the Champion's shoe, treated like everyone else, because here it's much ado about nothing. So, just saying. Anyway, let's get back on topic, shall we? Yeah, so the rumor, I'm sorry. I tend to do that. I go off on tangents. So let's get back on Kyra here. The lie that she was saying that Jen started way back in December. Yeah, I went from December to cats to blah 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 to Lauren. But stream of consciousness, right? Okay, back to Kyra. So the lie that she claimed that Jen said wasn't, no, Jen heard the lie, but the lie that was initially started, she said it to Dudley to get attention, and Dudley said it to Jen, and then Jen may have said, like, discussed it. Now, that may, like, that wasn't okay. I mean, when you do, like, someone tells you something what they probably shouldn't have. But I'm gonna be honest. Um, if you have a secret, telling Dudley something that volatile, that wow, that serious. The you know, do I think Dudley would use it against you at one time or another? Abso-fucking-lutely. Because if he loses his cool with you and he's mad at you, he will threaten and then eventually, like, say it on his show. Or he'll tell somebody he knows can't keep a secret. Or he'll just tell everyone he can. Because he gets in these moods and he'll just fucking just kablam. He'll talk shit about you and then he'll apologize to you. But I'll give him props for admitting that he did tell Jen, and initially it started like she told him and then he told Jen. So he did basically admit how it started. I'll give him that. But it did take him a whole fucking year to come clean about it. And that's not okay. But he did come clean about it. Fair enough. However, yeah, I'm just a bitch and I'm a whore and he blocked my ass on his panel and whatever. I mean, I don't I'm not really sure what's going on over there on Dudley's channel because you know what? When he dumped me the first and the second time, he's like, "Let's all just get along with each other." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that." And then he dumped me. Not like dump me in a relationship. I'm so sad, but like just pitched my ass. Blocked. Like it just said you've been blocked by, the person who has a StreamYard or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. So like he doesn't want me to. Oh, telefono. Hold that thought. Sorry. Anyway, where were they going? Anyway, let's just. Oh, someone donated money to me. Thank you. I don't know who donated money to me, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the donation. Um, I appreciate that. Uh, thank you so much. I don't know who donated money. I appreciate your donation. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, who donated it? Oh, Tony! Thank you, gorgeous. Love you. Oh, honey. Thank you, love. Why do you come out on the top messages but not the live messages? Oh, there you are. Yes, that's right. Hit that fucking like button. Tell the algorithm goddess I am worthy of your love. Yeah. Hi. How are you? Hi, Tony. Now I have Scotto as my mod here and Tony. I feel safe now. Yes. Thank you, Tony. Is that for me or for charity? Anyway. La, la, la. Come on. Move down. Anyway. So, what was I saying? It's gone. No, it's here. Hold on. Yeah. So, come on. You can move. Hello, chat. You can do it. Top chat. Live chat. Why won't it? Interesting. Anyway, so, add Q&A sticker. A movie or show you're eagerly anticipating. I don't know. I'll start the Q&A. Anyway. Does anyone want to answer that? To answer a movie or show you're eagerly anticipating? I don't know. I think that's boring. But if anyone wants to answer, you can go right ahead. I've been sort of avoiding TV. I don't know. I don't have time for that. But thank you for the donation, Tony. I appreciate you. You're gorgeous. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The television, I've been sort of avoiding her. But Deli did admit that the lie started. But as I was saying before, I got distracted. If my parents did anything that heinous to me, the last thing I would be doing would be, well, I'd have a lot of problems caring for a parent in their older years who did anything like that to me ever. I'm going to be honest. I couldn't do it. Um, it would be hard for me. It would be really hard for me to do. I couldn't do that. It, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a good person, but it would be hard for me. Um, I would probably I would take care of them, but I don't know if I could do it personally. I would probably find a nice retirement place for them to stay in and where they would be cared for. And I guess I would visit, but it would be sporadic and I don't think I could do it personally. I would have a lot of problems with that. Yeah. I really, really would. So, yeah, that's just my own personal thoughts. And yeah. So that's how I feel about that. But I couldn't do it. I really, really couldn't. I'm not lessening anybody's emotional or situation, but I really could not do it. I couldn't do it at all. I'm not that good of a person. Or I don't know if it's whether I'm a good person, but if that kind of what she was alleging happened, that Dudley couldn't keep that secret, and that he told Jen. And then she was basically saying that Jen was the one who was spreading that rumor around for a year. Then maybe you shouldn't tell people things that aren't true to get attention, Kyra. That's my only advice to you. And then going out of your way to, try and get sympathy from others about that situation. And then, claiming that Jen is harassing you on, online and then on the phone. And then literally, last night, she calls Jen on the phone, who apparently she doesn't talk to at all. Apparently, she refuses to speak to her. And apparently, when she changed her phone number, it was to protect herself from Jen. But she immediately calls Jen while Jen is on a live with Amzi to ask her to stand up for her because everyone's lying about her. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, how am I lying about her? Oh my God, Tony! Thank you. Ugh, love you so much. Yeah, like apparently everyone's lying about her. I love you, stop it. Like everyone's lying about her. Yeah. And like, are you serious? Because by the time, like, she's like, oh yeah, Jen lies to everyone, telling everyone I'm 600 pounds, when she's telling me and Carrie that she is an itsy bitsy little girl and she's literally suffering from, like, she goes on daily telling everyone that she's suffering from an eating disorder. Now, there are several different types of eating disorders, and and people who are, you can have an eating disorder where you are an emotional eating, you're an emotional eater. You can be a recovering person who like had bulimia or something. But when you're telling me, I love you too, Tony. You're the best person on earth. I adore you. No worries, gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, uh, uh, I'm like, I'm getting over having like a high fever. I'm nauseous. I'm having problems eating, and I'm struggling through a protein shake. I'm in tears. I'm like thinking I'm going to get sick in the bin. And um, I'm like suffering. And she has to make the conversation about herself, where she proceeds to tell me and Carrie that she's a person who is having problems gaining weight, and she needs to be on protein shakes too. And can I tell her the brand that I just threw away the can, and I'm like shaking and praying to God I don't get sick, because it took me almost an hour to drink it, and I'm like suffering. And she's like, can you tell me the brand that you just had? Because I need to gain weight too, and I'm underweight, and I've been suffering with eating, like an eating disorder for the longest time. And I'm in this like three-way call on Instagram with Carrie and her, and I'm like gobsmacked, because I'm like, I don't know what brand it was. It wasn't like a common brand like Ensure or something, but all I remember is it said extra protein on it, right? And I'm like trying to understand, like I go, do you actually want me to go through the trash and get the brand? Like I just need to sit still, Kyra, because I think I'm gonna be sick, you know? And like, what? You know when someone says something to you and it just blows your mind and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? I mean, she could have asked me while I was holding the can, at least I was holding it. But she wants to know the brand after I very slowly ditch the can because I'm trying not to throw up on my socks? But, like, she actually proceeded to make me believe when she was on panel with me by herself that she was not only like, we were laughing, like, making jokes that that Jen had like, made fun of her, saying that she was 600 pounds when she, in all reality, was, well, allegedly at that time, not only not like, not to body shame someone who may be morbidly obese and suffering with that health concern, which is serious, um, but suffering from, uh, you know, being that heavy and, you get a whole bunch of health problems with that, which is serious because it's hard and when you're when you're that big of a person, you're suffering with a lot of emotional and mental issues to deal with because usually the people who get that, they also have enablers too that are not doing them any favors. There's a whole bunch of problems that go with that. But no, 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 no. I was trying to make a joke. Like she says, "Oh well, Jen says I'm 600 pounds." I go, "No, no, 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 no. But I'm 604 pounds. So she should really come for me because I have a problem." And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm just trying to turn it into a joke because, body shaming is not okay, and I get it. But she's sitting there creating another illusion around herself, and there's no shame in being a bigger person. And I'm not saying being the bigger person. There's no shame in not being, you know, a 6'2", underweight. Like, there are problems that people deal with who are dealing with anorexia and bulimia, and it is serious. And that's about control and controlling a lot of people who are in that situation. They're trying to control their life through controlling their body, and that's a whole different type of mental illness, and it's serious, and people die of that. Their heart just gives up. "Hi, Judge. How you doing, gorgeous? Love you so much." "Thank you." Everyone loves cake, right, honey? Yeah. And she literally calls up Jen, and it's like, "Tell everyone that everything, it's all lies." Yeah, it is all lies. Your lies, Kyra. You didn't have any women, holding on to the, well, fill in the blank. I was thinking of the ceiling fan going round and round. "You spin me round, baby, baby, round, round, like a record, baby, baby, round, round." Yeah. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you're having a fabulous hair day. Of course I'm not. Yeah, Judge is awesome. I love him so much. He's a sweetie. But, like, she actually tried to, like, she says, like, "Oh, Jen is threatening me. She's, making my life hell," which is, of course, a lie. And then when they're obviously in communication, because when she changes her number, Kyra, to avoid the haters, who is she calling right away? Uh, Deadly, who she claims he uses like threats and manipulation, so she has to go on his panel because if she doesn't, he's going to say bad shit about her and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, how is that possible? How is that possible? Hi, Christian. How are you? Honey, if you want to donate, you have to use that little money button at the lower right corner. But I appreciate um, what's the word I'm looking for? The, um, the thought. I appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah. You can send um, a super sticker with whatever comment you want to say, or, and then you can choose the amount. And, but thank you for the thought, Christian. I appreciate you. Yeah. And for those who can't afford it, I appreciate you too. So hit that like button and tell the algorithm goddess I'm still worthy of your love. Yeah. But thank you for the emotional $1.99 donation. Love you so much. Yeah. It's cool. But yeah, I mean, like, you actually think you're going to get Jen on your side and she's going to back you up after you repeatedly have tried to create friction, stating that, first you claim that Raikin is creating, uh, trying to create friction, stating that first, uh, Raikin, who I don't even know, is trying to uh, make sure that I can't be friends with, like, trying to ruin the friendship between myself and Kyra. And then you claim first, then Carrie is trying to destroy um, the friendship between me and her. And then Jen is trying to destroy the friendship between, then she goes to the point of saying that she's trying to make Carrie and Kyra fight. And it's because she's trying to um, hurt me and then hurt Kyra. And then this is before that she knew even Carrie was my good friend. It's very weird. Like the whole bullshittery. And then I realize it's orchestrated to get me to be completely on her side. And then she even like would call me up and ask me to report Deadly. Like she would say, Rochelle, I need your help. I need you to like report Deadly for what he's saying about me in his posts. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I go, let me have a look. And we'd be on an Instagram call. And then I go and look on his channels. And I say, Kyra, I don't see anything. There's nothing there about you. And then sometimes she'd call me up and say, well, he said this about me. I go, Kyra, you talk to him privately. Just call him and say, please take it down. There's nothing else to discuss. I go, did he put it up there because you're having a disagreement? And she's like, well, he's mad at me. I go, I can't control that. I can't control that. That's between you and him. I go, if you don't like the way he's treating you, block him on Instagram, block him on YouTube, stop going on his panels, and just walk away. I don't know what else to tell you. If you're not getting along and he's writing that shit, the more you go up on his panel, the more you're telling him that it's okay to treat you like that. I go, he once wrote something about me on his post, and I went on his panel and said, take it down. I got upset. If you don't like it, say something. Say something on a live. Say something privately on Instagram. Discuss it. But don't come to me about it. It doesn't involve me. I go, you're an adult. Do it properly. Solve it yourself. When something went up about me on his post, I did it myself. I don't Like, fight your own battles. I can't do anything about it. Like, stop. I go, the only way you can show him that you're upset is say something, and if he won't do it, stop going on his panels, because he's just going to keep doing it because you obviously you're allowing it to happen. I don't know any other way to say it. You know, it was like, and then she started complaining, like, about other. What do you want me to do? It started to get like I'm your friend, but I'm not. Like, it was strange. It started to get like, and then she started getting upset about Whitney, and I said, look, just don't respond to it. You don't like it, don't respond. You know, I, I mean, the more you feed into it, the more bullshit you're going to experience. The way you respond is giving them the initiative to continue, because that's what trolls do. If you feed into trolls and they get the response they want, you're giving them what they want, and you're walking right into it, and they're going to just continue because you're entertaining them. And that's what trolls do. And it was the wrong answer. And my answer to that answer was, if I didn't agree to go after Deadly, she's like, Rochelle, Deadly's, she would all of a sudden turn me off of Instagram. And then the next thing I knew, Kyra, oh, did I say Karen? Um, she would, her name Kyra on Instagram to me, literally within hours. You know how when someone blocks you, all you see is Instagram user? She would block me on Instagram. So, like, that, the first time she did that, when I was like, I'm not doing, like, stop. Like, if I went after, like, I don't like people who tell me what to do. It doesn't go well with me. When people give me, like, ultimatums, like, we all know how that that doesn't work with me either. Like, it's sort of like Lauren pulled that shit on me. And then when I tried to discuss it with her, like an adult privately, I got, she's accusing me of gaslighting and being a narcissist. No, that's not gaslighting and being a narcissist. That's like, I'd like to keep my private and your private discussions off panel. It's not me protecting my channel. That's me trying to say, hey, I'd like to discuss this as an adult and discuss your private feelings off panel, because I believe when someone is feeling that upset, your private feelings should not be for for public consumption. But when someone's like, I don't like this person, get them off get them out of your channel. And I'm honestly trying to create a channel that welcomes everyone. I would like to have a very inclusive channel. I would really like it if different communities could feel comfortable in my channel to come and talk. That's what I'd like. That is my initial goal. I would really like it if people from different channels and different communities could come into my chat and talk with each other and be decent to each other. Because in all honesty, when people go after each other for petty ass shit like appearances, or like ageism, I can talk, really, I can, like ageism, or going after people's sexuality, or going after people's appearance, or going after people's accents like Kyra does. Like, she thinks she's witty. It's not funny. It's stupid. Because I honestly do not think that people hate each other in YouTube. I don't think it's a hatred issue. It's a basically, what the fuck is wrong with you issue. Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you treating people like this? It's not necessary. It's completely unnecessary. And that's why I basically say, I don't fucking feel like fighting with you. Because when people don't like me, that's fine. You don't have to fucking like me. It's cool. I'm all right with that. But I'm still not going to fight with you. because, like, there's no point. Because I'm not gonna sit and make anything a holy war. But this thing with Kyra is messed up. Like I said, wouldn't go after Dudley. She turned me off of Instagram. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, she'd be texting me, "Hi." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, so I'm now acceptable?" She's like, "Yeah, well, I was having a really bad couple days and I was trying to avoid X, Y, and Z." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, fine." And she did it to me a couple times. And I was sort of like, not like, it was like, what the fuck? Because when she would turn me off, she'd actually turn me off when nothing had happened. Like, we'd have a good conversation, and then next thing I know, I'm not I'm looking at Instagram user the next day. I didn't do anything to you. And there was, like, a period of, like, 2 or so weeks where, like, we'd be fine, and then one day I'd wake up and I'm now blocked. I'm like, "Fine, whatever." And then one day I'm cruising, and even after me and Carrie caught her in these lies, uh, uh, about Rakin, and, she's like, "Oh, well, it's a different Carrie." And I'm like, "Who's the Carrie?" And she's like, "Oh, they start with a K." And I'm like, There's no Carrie with a K as a moderator in Jen's, um, chat. I don't know what you're talking about." And even, like, she was caught lying, and it was stupid, you know? Um, Carrie and I were still decent to her because the conversation that I'm discussing about her declaring that she was, like, underweight and small happened after she was busted, um, about Jan and Rakin, and when she did dox Carrie's name. And, I mean, she even said, like, she was like, "I know where you are, you know," and she made, like, a passive aggressive threat to Carrie about, um, doxing her. Like, not just her name, but, like, where she was, like, her, like, I could t I know where you are, I could tell everyone." And Carrie's like, "Oh, really? I don't recommend you do that." Like, "Why?" And the answer is she got caught, and she like, didn't wanna share, didn't wanna share, because this is another person, who doesn't like to share someone who she decides is gonna be her friend and her friend only. This is another person who wants to wear your skin. And the actual quote unquote confrontation, the quote unquote, you know, revelation, the quote unquote, "Look, Rochelle, I got your back. I know what's going on. I know this Carrie person is against you," and working with Jen and working with Raykin, but it didn't always, the conversation first, they're working with Jen, and then they're working with Raykin. And I'm like, I don't even know Raykin. Like, why? And even during this conversation, I wasn't exactly like on this Jen hate train going after her bullshit. Not at all. But it was just the only thing I was just sort of not cool with was like hate train bullying. You know, you can't say you're being bullied when you're bullying someone else. But I didn't know the complete long and short of it. You know, it just seemed mean because like she's coming down allegedly for Kyra's illnesses when Jen is talking about her illnesses, which seems similar. But I'm going to be honest. Do I believe Kyra's like exaggerations slash um, stories slash Jen is the beginning of this rumor mill? No. Do I think I was taken for, you know, a ride? Absolutely. Do I think she filled my head full of bullshit? Absolutely. Do I think she used my kindness and thought I was weak? Absolutely. No, 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 no. Sorry, sippy sippy with the scandalous Pepsi. Hold that thought for just a second. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah, sorry. What I do think what's going on is when someone assumes that my memory is like a sieve and I'm stupid and that Carrie's stupid, it doesn't work out the way you plan it. And I think Kyra was not prepared for Lady Amsey to say, "Oh, you fucking liar." And big snaps to Amsey. Because there's something people really do not appreciate is someone who holds fast to a bunch of stupid lies. Like, why? Where do you think it's going to get you? And the the deal breaker for me with Kyra, the big deal breaker for me, because you know what? The truth of the matter is, even though she filled my fucking head was stupid, and I knew it, and I knew she was being passive aggressive to Carrie, and I knew she was being a big jerk, and I knew she was being a dickhead. Hey, Kimmy. You're my new Kimmy. No, hi, Kim. How you doing, beautiful? Love you so much. Um, and now remember, this all occurred before Deadly offered me $100 to kick Kim from my channel, which I absolutely refuse. I will never kick anyone from my channel just because someone doesn't like them. Like I said, ultimatums, and because someone else doesn't like someone from my channel, I will never hide them. I will never boot them. And I certainly will not boot them for money. Okay. And now I know there are people who have panels and they accept cash apps, like a buck a minute or like a flat amount. And I know like $20 is the magic number for a lot of creators to permanently like kick someone from their panel. Like just like they're talking shit, or even if they're talking truth, they will just take the money on their Cash App or Venmo and just kick them from their panel. Me, firstly, I'm Canadian. I don't have Cash App. It doesn't work here. And you can't send it to me. It's just not possible. It just isn't here. It's not available on the Play Store. It's not available at all. It's not allowed. I can't send you one and I can't receive one. So that's why it doesn't exist. If I could get it, I honestly wouldn't have it anyway. Because I think this is my opinion, when people send you a Cash App, you get all their personal information. You get their name and all sorts of other stuff that, in my opinion, is none of my business from any subscriber or anyone. So I believe if people deserve and are entitled, and it should still stand, they should protect their privacy. So if you want to send me any kind of donation, go through YouTube because I won't know a darn thing about you. And it should stay that way. Now, if you're like a normal friend of mine, like, Tony's my friend, I know about him anyway. It doesn't count. But if he didn't want me to, like, if I didn't know him and we just had like a YouTube friendship and he sent me a donation, he protects his personal information. I don't know anything about him, and he can just be like Charlie Tango DXUK. But I do know who he is. We've been friends for a long time, and that's our choice. But if he just wanted to be like a good YouTube friend and is a good mod and he's a good guy, he can protect his anonymity. He is protected, and his donation is just a donation, is just a donation, and his real name, his location, and all his good shit is still private. So this way, people, yeah, in anyone's chat, people deserve their privacy and should keep their privacy private, and it keeps it, they're private. They're private, and yeah, and honestly, I mean, tax-wise, I mean, I have to pay a lot of taxes to Canada, and I have to pay taxes to America, and I don't need another like, also, Cash App keeps, $50 to $100 of your money in their coffers. That's your money, that's a donation that they never give back, and in Canada, that's not their money, and Canada considers that illegal. I don't see why these companies have the right to hold on to your money permanently as some kind of like down payment, or like like those when you rent an apartment or something, they hold it like an amount in case you smash up the joint. I don't see how it's possible to smash up a Cash App or a Venmo. It's not like you're going to break their windows and have cigarette holes on their carpet, but they hold on to that money that's donated to you that isn't theirs, and that's how they're able to be so wealthy. So they're literally holding millions upon millions of people's $50 to $100, and it doesn't belong to them. So imagine you have like a million people who use Cash App, and they got $50 of your money that doesn't belong to them, which means they have in their bank accounts at this moment $50 million from 1 million users. And you guys all know it's more than just 1 million people who use Cash App. So can you imagine the millions upon millions of dollars sitting in their bank accounts, their business accounts, that doesn't belong to them? Your first message and show? Weird. I do have a lot of no words, but lately YouTube has added a lot of no words that I have not added. So um, they've really buckled down on the restricted words, and I don't know what they are, but they don't show them. Also, my eye in the sky is messed up, because right now, not even my managing mods can leave any comments on my shorts, and haven't been able to do that for months. Um, my views are messed up, and what happens is if I like finish off, let's say I close out this live at 300, my when I finish when it downloads finally, which takes forever, um, I'll have less views at the closeout when it downloads than I do when people are still watching. So I've consistently been 100 views shy, um, and so have a lot of Canadian YouTubers, and they know that there's a problem. Also, when you download a video, and if it is literally 30 seconds too long, and the time changes for downloads for videos. So if you download, let's say you make a video that's 13 minutes and 47 seconds, but that day the process is like it only wants your video to be 12 minutes, it will not allow it to be downloaded. And then the next day, it decides that your video can only be 20 minutes and 2 seconds, but your video is 30 minutes. It will not allow it to be downloaded. So there's a serious problem right now with video downloads. And being Christmas, people have all sorts of stuff to show, and it just won't download. So there's a problem with video downloads. Eye in the sky, comments by moderators, view calculations, analytics at the end of the week. And every time you get analytics, they have to give it to you a second time for it to be accurate. And then your view count is not accurate until the end of the month. Yeah. So, okay, you go have a ciggy figgy, and I'll see you in a bit. But yeah, it's all messed up. Yeah, it's all broken. It's all broken. And that's all I know right now for Canada YouTube. So it's a mess. Like, it'll say I have one person here, and then when I close it out, it will be a much higher number because my eye in the sky is completely broken. Like, I can do a whole live where they says that 0 people here or 2 people are here, and then it'll say that, like, 250 people watch me, and, I mean, someone could buy me 800 views in my live, but when the one good thing that's not broken is if someone says that, let's say someone buys me views in a live, when I close out, those 800 views don't show, which is nice because Canada YouTube doesn't, it filters it out immediately. I mean, there's only 40 million people in Canada, and I guarantee it's a lot less on Canada YouTube. So, yeah. So it doesn't even register. That's why I say, like, buying subscribers, buying views, buying blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It don't work. And that's why when someone tried to buy me views at one time, like 200, and I said, you could, it's not that expensive. Um, I'm sure, like, I heard in America, it's like $5 or something. And I said before, but you could have bought your kid an ice cream with that money. You wasted it on me. It's a total waste. Complete waste. But yeah, Amzie was like pissed because, like, she saw what happened, and I was still willing to let all the bullshit lies go. And the reason why Carrie and I even discussed it, the only reason that we even brought it up is I was doing something stupid. I was sleeping, and she fucking drunk called me at 3:14 in the morning to give me shit, to give me complete and total shit, freaking out on the phone on an Instagram call. And the phone was beside me, and she woke me up, woke us up to give me shit. Oh, welcome back, gorgeous. Because I was just, you know how you just sort of go through, like, you subscribe to a whole bunch of people, and I saw her fighting with Whitney over stupid ass shit. She was like, was Whitney fighting with her? No. Was she saying mean ass shit to her? No. But she just gets all fucking, this is when she was getting all aggressive with people, mocking people's, like, southern accents, going after Whitney, just being a nasty ass bitch to her in comments on Whitney's channel. And I was like, what the fuck? So I just simply write in Whitney's, like, comments, stop fighting, because it was like, it was rude, it was unnecessary. Whitney wasn't fighting with her. She just went out of her way to be a dick. And I just simply wrote, stop fighting. Like, just stop fighting. Did Whitney come back and say something nasty to her after I wrote stop fighting? No. Did she say anything rude to me? No. Did Whitney say anything nasty to me after I wrote stop fighting? No. She just let it go. Okay? But what do I get? Literally that night, in the middle of the fucking night, she calls me at 3:14 in the fucking morning to fucking freak out on my head. How dare you write stop fighting? Ra la 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 la. And then what does she do? After freaking out and I calm her down and she's all got her panties in a twist, she literally passed out on that call, guys. She passed out like an hour and change later. She fucking passed out. Like drunk call the house. She got all loaded. Calls me 3:14 in the morning my time. And I guess it was like midnight or so after her time or something, because I think she's 3 hours behind. I don't know what time. I don't know what time it was, but it was 3:14 in the morning and it couldn't have been that far off for her. She gets upset. I calm her down. And by the time I thought she was calmed down, but you know what she was? She was fucking passed out. She fucking passed out. And I just turned just turned it off. I'm like, that woman called to freak out on my head and then passed out. You kidding me? So I do what I usually do when I'm like, that was sort of the cherry on the cake of my millennia. I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. She tries to start shit that doesn't exist, creating this like Jen Rakin bullshit and imaginary Carrie, who she thought I didn't know, was coming for me, coming for her, okay, which wasn't real. And then when she figured out that, Rochelle's not only knows Carrie, okay, now it was an imaginary Carrie with a K in Jen's community. No, 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 no. And then now Jen and Rakin are trying to break up my friendship with Carrie and break up my friendship with her. And no, 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 no. And even though Carrie and I, we tried to be her friend, even through all this lying bullshit, because we thought, well, we saw like the attention seeking behavior, and we tried really hard to, give her a break, and she still passively aggressive threatens Carrie. And I'm like, oh, that's not going to go well. And I still tried to be nice and be friends with her, but it seemed to not be okay. And she would turn me on and off of Instagram like I was some kind of nasty ass bitch. She still continued to lie about Jen issuing threats when we all know that they were still in communication. She lied about the initial scandalous bullshit lies about a year's worth of spreading something that she said to Deadly to get attention. And after all is said and done, and she still tried to get me to accept William's empty apology about calling me derogatory slurs about Jewish people and insisting that the Jewish people were taking over the world and taking over New York and giving me shit about an election in New York that had nothing to do with me. Okay. And trying to shame me on Deadly's panel about not accepting his apology. When I simply said, I'm not ready to accept his apology, which is my right. It doesn't mean I'm not going to accept your apology. It simply means I'm not ready. And at that time, I certainly was not ready, because at that time he had told me to shove a dreidel up my and I approached it with humor. And sang the dreidel song. And at that time, he had also recently came into my chat with a Razzie flag, harassing me like he did on sock account after sock account after sock account. I'm sorry, but that is not okay. Not okay. Pardon me for being a little salty. You know, that's taking it a little too far. And I'm sorry, but he has gone out of his way to harass Carrie the same way the only reason he doesn't harass Carrie on her own ground, on her own channel, is because she doesn't go live. But I guarantee, if she had live streams going, he would come into that channel with sock account after sock account after sock account, harassing her the same way he does to me, coming in and declaring that I'm rude and blah, blah, blah. He would do the same to her. And we're all part of the same community, and you can claim you don't know who she is, but I've seen you do it to her in my channel, and you've done it to her in Brooks. And you've been harassing her for a good 4 years and trolling her for a good 4 years. And it's been before my time, and everyone sees it. You can say whatever you want and say you don't know her, but we all know it's bullshit. And you can lie and deny all you want, because I've seen it and other people have seen it. And you can, even try to deny that you're a troll. You are a troll, and you go out of your way, and you had 50 fun sock accounts to do it. And now you have a second phone, and you're still going out of your way to be a jerk. And Carrie admitted, oh, I have locked myself in the bathroom so I can still continue. I hope everyone can hear me all right. Anyway, so yeah, he's harassed her in different people's lives. So you know what? I think this is God telling me to get offline. But we'll continue this later. Anyway, we'll talk about this later. So please treat others the way you want to be treated. And be good to each other. And I love you so much. And yeah, I'll see you later. Okay, I'll catch you on the flip side. Do the fire alarm dance. Anyway, good night all. And yeah, I'll see you later. Hi, Carol. My fire alarm's going off. I gotta go. Yeah. We'll do this later. Maybe on Midnight Live. I don't know. Anyway, hit the fucking like button. Tell the algorithm, goddess, I'm still worthy of your love. Okay, bye.